Hey, I'm super excited. I love this moment when I get to introduce. Welcome to Choose Your Path with me, your host, Sharontel Durskill. You can check the link in my bio. There's merchandise, the book, all of those cool things right there. I am super excited about this episode today on Choose Your Path. Thank you guys for coming in. Hello, Diesel, Don Low. I see you. Thank you so much for your support. It is heartfelt. Hello, bots. What's going on? Hi, Denise. Hello. Hi, everyone. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Steve Brailsford, for coming back. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead. I do. See, I'm glad I went away. Yeah, I went away to Rhode Island. It did the body some good. Hi, Crystal Amani dot 33. Hello. Thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate it. Ah, what's going on?
Hey, what up? How's
I
it
got
going?
to make sure that my Wi-Fi is working right.
Yeah, it's still connecting. Oh, there you go. It just popped up.
Okay. All right, perfect. This is crazy because I just purchased this new iPhone, right? So I was like, let me try it today. This is the first time I'm going live on this phone. So I'm like, you better
Oh,
work right.
hey, there you go. Awesome. Get into it. I'm
All
excited.
right, so let's get into it because it looks like everyone is here and they are waiting.
Absolutely. I'm excited to talk about it. We got a lot to talk about, with everything going on with NFTs and the Crypto Rich Deluxe album. And I know we met on Clubhouse too, so we'll definitely touch on that a little bit as well.
Absolutely. I was going to jump out of the gate and talk about Clubhouse. Like that is such an amazing platform if you have good intentions, of course, of what it is, what your purpose is of being there. Because I don't see just being on there just to like let time go by. I see getting on there to connect with those people that I normally wouldn't be able to connect with. So I think it's a really dope platform. And you get to hear like the voice vibration. You know what I mean? Like that's totally different than reading a text. Because sometimes I could put out a message and I'm like, no, 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 that's not what I meant. And you get like so many different comments, and it's like, where? How did they get there with that? But when you can talk about it and they can hear your voice and feel your sincerity, it's different, and I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, there's something genuine about that voice connection. And I've found that, like, for example, when I first got on Clubhouse, your rooms with 10K cards was one of the first rooms I joined. And I was
Oh,
get the hang of it and figure out, how to use it. But it is really great for making a genuine connection. And I've actually already met so many people like yourself that I would have never had the opportunity to meet otherwise. But it is interesting how the app has really got a group of people who are like entrepreneurs and focused on marketing and social media.
absolutely. Like with common interests, it really feels that way. It feels like you can go in these rooms and be in a safe space with whatever it is that you're talking about. Because sometimes, as being an entrepreneur, being a music artist, all these things that you're so many, and I hope that we get to tap on each one of them. But it's amazing to be able to be in a group of people who understand what you're saying. Because sometimes you could talk about things in certain groups and it's like you're going to go way over their head. You understand what I'm saying? It's not going to make sense to them because they're in their comfort zone and they're cool. That's not saying that they're wrong. It's just a time and a place for it. So I think that it's dope that you can go into an app and pick whichever room you want to go into, depending on your mood. Because sometimes I just want to I want to go in a vibe. I don't want to talk about business. And then other times I want to learn more about business. I want to learn more about NFTs. I want to learn more about real estate, all of these things. And there's a room for it. So it's so dope.
Yeah. I speaking of being able to find different rooms, I feel like Clubhouse helped me to find my niche in terms of finding the NFT community because it makes sense, right? Like I've been doing crypto art for the past 3 years, and so naturally, when I found the NFT community, I finally found a group of people who immediately they understand my album Crypto Rich. Because when I go to like a rap community, a lot of them, they've never really heard of crypto, or you know, it's completely new to them. But this NFT space is the perfect combination of people who like art and music and people who are interested in crypto.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
Isn't that amazing? So let me rewind a little bit because we went right into the conversation. I'm so excited.
yeah, it's good.
I'm so grateful to have you here. So once again, just to introduce myself to those who may not know, I am Sharon Durskill, soon to be former celebrity publicist, motivational speaker, and I recently, during the COVID, became an international best-selling author. And I'm so grateful for that because I seen a lot of people just didn't know what to do in this time. A lot of people, even successful people, people who had successful businesses and they failed, was lost. And I hope that through these conversations that they take something out of it and they go, it inspires them to go and create even better. Because we always go forward, right? If we answer to the calling. Hi, creative art of expressions. If we answer to the calling, you're going to continue to move forward. You never backwards. So I just think this is an amazing time to say, choose your path, take something out of each conversation and like create your blueprint. And that's really the point of these conversations. And I'm so grateful to have you here. So that's what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats on that. I think during the pandemic, we all saw that everybody needs to sort of figure out a different way to do things. And I think being an artist or an entrepreneur, it's all about working with the environment that you're given, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter where you come from in the world or what your background is, I think we all have the opportunity to make something of ourselves. And with the pandemic and being locked up inside, it showed us that not only is that true, but you have to make it happen on the computer and on the phones anyway. So at that point, it's just like, you know, it's not even a face-to-face interaction sometimes anymore. Like when it's on Clubhouse, you're nothing more than a picture and your voice. You know, it doesn't matter what you've been through. It's all about your ability to communicate your vision. And so, yeah, I think that's the world we live in now. So we got to make the most of it.
Yes, absolutely. And so I'm loving it. I mean, I've been on the internet for a while, so I don't feel like this is something new that I just jumped into, but I absolutely love this season too. In the beginning, I had a little break and I cried and I felt like I didn't know what was next because all my events were canceled. I felt like my life was in control. I knew what I had on my calendar. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
then it just showed me to love on the ones that are close to me, which is my family, because that's who'll be there when no one else is at the end of the day. And when that calling of the inevitable happened, that's who's going to be there at the end. So spend more time with them, spend more time with them, figure out who you are and what it is that you want to do and move forward. And I did that. And this is a part of me moving forward is having these conversations because some of that human connection is lost by us not being able to go out into the world and connect in the way that we used to in the old normal,
right.
right? So this is all a bit of a transition, but when you find that way, I feel like it's our duty, our human duty to shed the light, not for to make anybody see anything, but to shed the light and say that it is possible, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah. I that in many ways I agree with what you said. The internet is nothing new to me. I'm an internet boy from the start. I mean, I've been making music digitally since the beginning of my career. And so I think this is a big opportunity that shows the importance of building your brand online and everything like that. So this is nothing new to me. I'm continuing to make music the way I have been independently, record at home. You know, I was hitting studios and everything in 2020, even though we had the lockdown. But at the same time, it does show you the value of like I can do everything I need right here in my home studio. We're in my studio now. It's over on this side. But you know that's the importance of doing things digitally, and I think the future is all about being the independent entrepreneur. So, like you said, you know you can break off and do your own thing. You know, whether that means all live events are getting shut down. All right, she becomes a best-selling author. Um, Now we're heading back to maybe some normalcy, and you can go back to doing live events. You know, I was getting a lot of momentum from my shows before the lockdown,
Yes.
Off. But now I'm continuing to build and hoping that when everything comes back to normal a little more, I'm just gonna have bigger and better.
Oh my goodness. I can't, I'm always prepared when things don't work on this app. Can you tell me about this experience
Uh,
right here?
Hell yeah, that's a good question. So that is at Fest. It's called like Numbers Fest, hashtag Fest in Ohio. That is where me and Wes opened for Fetty Wap and the Chainsmokers back in like 2017. And I think there was 15,000 people in that crowd. Definitely one of the largest crowds I had the opportunity to play so far. But
Uh,
that was dope. It was awesome. I remember what we did is like we had a side stage performance. It was one of those festivals that have like 4 or 5 stages. So we had like a side stage performance, and then we came and opened up on the main stage. And so yeah, that was quite an experience. But like you can see, there's just that one low quality picture, right? And one of the biggest mistakes that I made early in my career was I did live events, huge events like that, like 50 plus shows all over the US, but I didn't have
this is
a camera crew with me. So we only got a few really good pictures of all the crazy stuff we did, that being one of them. But if I could go back in time, I would have said that one of the most important things I could have done was get a professional camera crew, professional video crew. But that was all part of my learning process. And so now I know better. And now I've got, everything down when it comes to the media crew.
But don't those things have to happen though in order for us to grow? Like they have to happen. I remember doing an event at Yale University right off the campus. And oh man, tickets sold out. I did an event at the hotel, the tickets sold out and everything. And the media equipment wasn't working. It took a while and it taught me to make sure that I get there early enough to test,
Yeah.
to make sure everything is working. And so I'm grateful for it. So that's cool that that happened to you. I mean, that's, you had
Is
to learn it.
that right? Yale?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I got a funny story about Yale University. So I actually did a show there as well. I've done shows at like 50 plus colleges or universities all over the US. Jordan Bell, like the top college song of 2016, and continues to be like one of the top songs for colleges and universities all over. So we did everything from like fraternity or sorority shows to shows booked directly through the school. So for Yale, we actually did, I believe it was the
That is so cool.
Yale Princeton rival game. And they had a big show. And so basically, me and Wes were on a Friday night. We were in down in Arizona, all the way down in Arizona, across the country. For anyone who doesn't know, Arizona is like in the total bottom left of the U.S., and then Yale is in like the total bottom right. So the situation is this: there was only one flight that would get you there from Arizona all the way up to Yale in time to make our show that night for the Yale game. And so we had a big show in Arizona, and what happened was the next morning, Wes was just passed out in his hotel room, and I was like banging on the door trying to wake him up, like, "Yo, man, come on, we gotta go catch this thing," because I knew it was the only flight that was gonna take us there, and so I literally couldn't get this guy up, and his door was bolted. I even had a key because we knew this might happen. Like he's a heavy sleeper, so I'm banging. His door's bolted, so I just had to send it up to Yale by myself, and he couldn't make it. Straight up, he missed the flight, couldn't make it. So I get there and I get on stage. There's all these big crowd, probably like 2 or 3 thousand people in the crowd, like the Yale Princeton rival game, their big weekend. And here's the thing: Jordan Belfort, banging song. Like everybody knew me and Wes, but at the same time, they didn't really know us. So I just got up on stage, like, "Yo, what's up, everyone? Wes Walker can't make it tonight, but Dyl, and I'm gonna be singing Jordan Belfort. Let's get it, woo!" And then I just started singing, and I just sang both of our parts, and we just sent it off that night.
Oh man, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I've been to Yale before, so I've been to a lot of different colleges all around the U.S. And like I said, you do need to learn those valuable lessons. I think just to kind of drop some knowledge on everyone, like what happened for me is that I got in this situation. I was 18, 19 years old. I was still trying to learn about record labels, and I put a lot of my faith into a record label. So we took a deal, and I thought, will have my best interests in mind. And so I thought they would have handled things for me. And what happened is that when you put too much of your faith in someone else, you start to slack on the little things that you should handle yourself. So I wasn't on top of knowing my media stuff. I wasn't on top of making sure like there was someone taking pictures and doing everything correctly, right?
Hmm.
What to take a step back, like now that I do everything independently, I'm able to be more on top. Like if I don't get a videographer and a cameraman to come, there's not going to be one there. So on that type of responsibility, it forces you to be like, okay, I'm gonna do everything correctly, right? When you do have a record label, or you're kind of hanging on, or even if you don't have a record label, you're just hoping for a deal, right? This is the situation a lot of rappers find themselves in, a lot of artists find themselves in. They're like, oh, if only I could get a deal, then I'd be able to do this. If only I could be
Yeah.
able to make a piece of art every day. If only I get a deal, then I'd be able to release my new album. But here's the thing. When you put that faith in someone else, you are essentially taking away your own power. You are putting your own power into this other thing that you do not have control over. So I think it's important as an independent artist and an entrepreneur to know that when you take control of your own business, then it's a new level of responsibility, and it'll let you to achieve more. So nowadays, I'm not worried about anyone else doing something. If
Yeah.
I fucked up, it's my fault, and if everything goes right, it's because I did it myself. So you got to have a good team around you. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I think the way we're headed, you're the boss. If you're the artist, you're the boss. We're headed to this independent creator generation. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, isn't it dope though, as you develop into, being an entrepreneur, that along the way those things happen to get you prepared for that team. You know what I mean? Because the team is really going to be relying on you to put out the instructions, and if you don't know what you're doing, then your team isn't going to know what to do and how to serve you and the purpose and the vision and all of those things that's attached to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty dope. I really appreciate you giving that nugget.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's at the end of the day, you don't want to build a team around you that like you want to build a team that has their own strengths. You don't want to build a team that you're having to call all the shots. You want people that own their own strengths, but at the same time, if you're trying to bring in people who and you don't understand the whole process, it's very easy to get kind of ripped off, or to get in a situation that you don't like, and that's your own fault. It's not the fault of your team. It's your own fault because you don't understand your business. You don't understand the situation around it. So at the end of the day, you can blame your team all you want, but the more you do that, the less you're going to be able to take responsibility for your own actions.
Wow, that is really, really right. I know that a couple years ago, partially fear, but the other half feeling like I wasn't in control. I did not take a deal because I felt that I wasn't in control of that. I felt that I would be sort of the person reading the lines off of the paper without actually experiencing it and putting the words on paper on my experience, and I wouldn't be able to have done that. And I'm so grateful. Like, this may be like, I didn't know that IGTV could be this cool. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like now I can go live and have conversations no matter where you're at in the world. Long as we can get to the internet, we can do this show and go right back to whatever it is that you're creating. Because every time when I talk to people, they're either in studio, I've talked to people on movie sets, in their car, on their way to somewhere, going somewhere. Because creatives is always working, doing something. It's not work, but you know what I mean.
right.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Well, I think this is really good, and I think you're doing everything right too with how you put it on YouTube and everything like that. Because for me, even I'm still like making use of all of this too. For example, I just started a new YouTube channel called Crypto Boy, and I just post random videos about how to do crypto stuff. And today I started doing interviews just like this, and I decided, you know what, I might as well save it and throw it up on my YouTube. That's why I offered to you, if you want, I could throw
Oh
this
yeah,
on
that'd be cool.
Boy channel as well. It's nothing too much, but I've got like almost 100 subscribers in a couple weeks, and for me, it's just like another place to put out content. So I really like this IG live and the fact how we can do interviews like this. it's been something that I've been trying to do a lot more going forward. And so yeah, like I'm happy to hop on here anytime. And I think as we continue, like as I continue with my NFT and my album, we can continue to tap in and talk. But
Oh yeah, this is cool. Oh yeah, this is cool. Yeah, she said her new mantra is "I am the boss of my team." Wow. Yes, you gotta follow on SoundCloud. You probably on all the digital sites.
yeah, I'm on all the sites. You can find me on any site. Just search Dyl, DYL, and you can look on Spotify. I've got over 100 million streams there. SoundCloud, Apple Music. I've got like over 200 million streams total. Jordan Belfort is really popular. My latest album, Crypto Rich. So I'll just give a quick backstory behind that. I dropped Crypto Rich originally in 2019, August 2019. It was 9 songs.
Okay.
It was my first all-together project that I arranged and mixed and
Oh
mastered.
my
Yeah, there it is.
God.
Love how you're pulling up the graphics. The OG, that's the OG Crypto Rich that dropped in 2019 with 9 songs. It was my first self-arranged project and really my first attempt at putting together like nine songs that really showed who I was as an artist. Because I had put out a bunch of singles before that, but that was me trying to find my sound. So these first 9 songs are like, all right, I found a sound that I like that I can put out. Then I kept making music for the next about a year and a half until December, this past December 2020. I decided that what I had to do was drop Crypto Rich Deluxe because all these songs I was making, they're still on that Crypto Rich vibe. So I 10 more songs for the Crypto Rich Deluxe, and that's what I dropped in December. So when Crypto Rich Deluxe dropped, Bitcoin was
Yes.
20K. So this was on December 18th, 2020. This was before any of this stuff happened. Like NFTs really hadn't blown up like this yet. Crypto was still, it was looking promising. And that's why I released Crypto Deluxe. I mean, months and months ago, I knew crypto was still promising. That's why I said, all right, Crypto Rich Deluxe. But you'll have how you'll have it. The way it went was I dropped this album December 18th, and immediately after that, the market skyrocketed. Bitcoin doubled.
It sure did.
It's almost like when I dropped this album, that was the signal for the market to just send it to. I dropped Crypto Rich Deluxe, and I also dropped an NFT. So I have the first rap album that is available on all platforms for streaming and also available as a collectible NFT. As far as I know, there's no other music artist that has a music album that's out now for streaming and also available as a collectible NFT.
Now, since you bring it up, I'm gonna go ahead and ask, like, what is the NFT? Like, what is that?
Yeah, so
I
a collectible NFT is like buying a Dill rookie card. So when you think of rookie cards, people buy them because that's like the first baseball card, and it's going to have value in the long term because it's like the OG version of that player's baseball card. So what I've done is I've created 100 collectibles for the Crypto Rich Deluxe album. Those are the
mhm.
rookie card for the album. So if you believe in my album and the vision that I'm building, you might believe that this collectible is going to have value long term. So some people might buy it because they believe in the project, they want to support me, and they see that this collectible might have value long term. Now, other than that, it's also a dope artwork that's cool to look at, and it's cool to be able to say, hey, look at this artwork. It represents, my sort of my rookie card, my investment in Dill, if you will, or it represents my collection, right? You're a collector. So if you look on my Instagram, for example, or you just look up Crypto Rich Deluxe on YouTube, you can see what the NFT looks like. So it also gives you special access features. So like you'll be able to get on my guest list. So essentially it creates a market for getting on my guest list that shows. You also get merchandise airdrops. So just for buying an NFT, I will send you special merch. So you'll actually get the NFT on a shirt as well as some other
Would it be
stuff.
different than this?
No, that's the exact merch that you're getting. And if you look at the shirt, the blue one right there is it. Look, I have it right here.
Oh, you
So
have it. Okay, perfect.
the NFT on a T-shirt, and so part of what you're going to get is this itself, and so
Oh
that's
wow.
that, that's album cover and NFT. But that's just an extra because a lot of people say like, all right, why would I want to pay, $500 to just get a couple t-shirts that I can buy from your website for cheaper? Okay, but you're
Right.
totally point. Those are just extra benefits that come with holding my collectible artwork, right? The benefit here is that you're basically buying in early on some of my artwork, which can then be resold in the future, right? You're getting to connect with me in a way that you wouldn't be able to before, and you're also supporting me directly. So it's cool to have a little bit of a token to show, hey, I'm supporting this guy directly. I have this artwork and all this other stuff, cool stuff that I can do with it. And if he gets really popular and I was right, then I'll be able to resell this in the future and, it could potentially make a profit. And so, yeah, that is what it's all about. Peace.
So that's the digital asset that you're a part of. That's the blockchain.
Yeah, so that is using blockchain, and so I've always known that this technology has big potential for artists in a lot of different ways.
Uh-huh.
Saw the NFTs came out, I said, all right, this is the best opportunity I've seen to create this crypto idea for my album. So I've always known that you could sort of create a collectible or a crypto asset based on your album that would allow people to, benefit if you get really successful. I just didn't know that NFTs would be exactly the way to do it. But when NFTs started blowing up, I said, okay, this is it. This is the correct format to do this idea I've had for a long time. So I jumped on top of that and created my NFT. So yeah, and it's really cool too. If you look on YouTube and just search Crypto Rich, or if you just look on my Instagram, it'll be there and you can see the fully animated version as well.
Oh, I'm definitely going to check that out. Who are, I know this is going to be a silly question, but I think it's going to be so cool to know. How was your music teacher in school? One of them. Maybe
So
your first one. What about your
let
first one?
No, you know what? I never remembered like loving music class. I was always a good singer. I'll give you, actually, I got you on the, in middle school, I would do the shows. So I was in Grease and I was in Annie and I was in a few other things. So I did like acting and I really liked that. And so my next album is actually inspired by the musical Grease. And so yeah, I would say that was more of my influence, like being in shows as a kid and doing like acting and performing. And you're going to see that on my next album, which is going to be called Danny Zuko and is inspired by the Grease musical. So that's why I got this long hair. We're going to have that slick back type of vibe going.
That is so cool. I'm so glad I asked that question because I knew that it would bring a story. That is really, really cool. Can you tell me, since we are on Choose Your Path, can you tell me like a story about you behind the scenes? Like, say we were behind the music. What would that story be?
That's a good question. A story about what? What kind of story? You want something?
Something that would be definitely heartfelt, something that was in the process. Because I always say, trust the process, right? But a lot of times people don't trust the process. So they never get to whatever that goal is. They never get to see it complete because they probably forget, they probably give up too in between because they're so focused on the process. But you were going through that process. And because you went through that process, you got to see the other end of it. What did that look like? What did that
Uh,
rugged?
I got some. This should be helpful for anyone listening. And I would just say, take your time, slow down. It's actually not as much of a rush as you think. Um, when I first put out Jordan Belford, we thought it was a good song, but it took like almost 2 years for it to get its first 1 million plays. Then
Mhm.
first 1 million plays 2 years later. So this is 4 years after the song came out. I first got this platinum plaque, right? So this getting this platinum plaque took 4 years. People don't realize that. They look at it and think, oh, Jordan Belfort, that song blew up overnight. You got that thing overnight. Like that is what people think. So it took, and then 4 years. So then 4 years is what it took to get 1 million sales. So 2 years to get 1 million streams, 4 years to get 1 million sales. Then 2 years later, after that, I finally met Jordan Belfort for the first time. So it took like 5 to 6 years from like making this song, which when I made the song, I knew I was like, hey, wouldn't it be so crazy if this song blew up one day and I got to meet Jordan Belfort? So it was 6 years though from when I first made the song until I was then going out to LA to be on Jordan Belfort's podcast. And that was like a big significant temporal marker for me because it was like, like you make the song, like you hit platinum, like all this dope stuff happens, and then finally it's like, all right, I met Jordan Belfort. Like that is like the peak of, I was on his podcast, like the whole nine. But the point of the story is that it takes time. Keep building slowly. Most people cannot see your vision. They like it is just facts. Like I have been for the last 3 years building my Instagram account by commenting, engaging with people, like going everywhere, spamming comments, like DMing as quickly as I can, using pasting, everything. I'm trying everything. Some people hate it, some people love it. Like, but at the end of the day, it's working, and that's all that matters. And people don't see that. So a lot of people are just stuck in the moment. They're just like, "Oh, you're spamming me, bro. This is never gonna not a good way to promote your shit." Like, you know what? Those people don't know what they're talking about, man. Do something consistent that you can do every day. I don't care if you post on your page every day. I don't care if you go on some other site and post every day. I don't care if you go on Clubhouse every day. You can go on Clubhouse every day and talk. That's great. Or
Yeah.
message people every day, but don't worry about the haters, man. Because I've had so many people tell me, hey, you can't spam on Instagram. That's a horrible promote your content. Well, guess what? I've been doing that the last 3 years, and that shit works. Look at my page. Like, if you don't think it works, you are lying to yourself. I'm sorry you have a problem with spamming. I don't know who did you so wrong that you're so butthurt about spamming, but I'm sorry it works, and I've made so many genuine connections that started out as a spam. So if you want to say, oh, spamming is bad and never lead to genuine connection, you're just wrong. Like people who have that attitude, you'll have a hard time finding the genuine connection. I'm
That
just
is so true.
respond well because plenty of people, I send them a comment and they just DM me like I asked, and then I send them a message, and then next thing you know, we're doing a collab just because they actually listened to what I was saying instead of being like, "Oh my god, bro, I can't believe you sent me a copy paste." Like it's you deal with all different types of people, and so just keep pushing.
Yeah, spamming does work. I mean, I never even looked at it as that. I looked at it as me sharing whatever it is that I wanted to share to the people. You know what I mean?
It,
And the ones that get it, they get it. If they don't, all they have to do is block, unfollow, and then another person will take that place. It's just really that simple. It's billions of people in this world. And we have to know that, hey, I'm going to put this out because I believe in this. I do it for these. Like I do like 1,000 by hand. I was just telling a friend that earlier, and she's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like I send them in the DMs. And plus some people really like that. You know, it feels personal. It's like, oh, you're
does.
inviting me to your show. Okay.
Exactly, and that's it. It's that the person who's mad doesn't see the other half, where half the people are just happy that I'm saying anything and talking, engaging with them. So, like, you get it. You just have to keep moving and keep doing what you know works. You can't worry about people who try to slow you down because at the end of the day, it's all. I've found this, and this comes from years of experience. It's always their problem. Like you're gonna spam someone like fuck you, stop spamming me. I hate you. And then like 6 months later, they're like, hey man, how's it going? I just got out of jail, and I just wanted to let you know, like I was at a low spot in my life, and I'm so sorry, man. I love everything you're doing, and I hope we can talk one day. And it's just like that's the type of shit that happens. Like you're dealing with other people are in a shitty place in life. So just remember when you get a comment on your art that says you suck, or you get a hater on your page that says, I hate you. Just remember that person is probably suffering in their own life.
Yeah, that's so true. And that's why I'm spreading love no matter what. Before I got in entertainment, I worked as an EMT for 15 years. So I tend to look at people a little differently than the norm, I think, because of my profession and doing that for so long. It was an amazing thing to do for sure. I love saying this part. Like, I gotta take a break and shout out my sponsor. Thank you, 10K Cards. So check this out. Oh my goodness. But you already know about it. That's the
Yeah.
that's the crazy thing. But for those who don't know, 10K Cards is a digital business card where you can connect with your clients and your customers, and you can literally just click in one space, this, right? And everything, like your digital platforms, your videos, your YouTube. You can even add like your PayPal, your Venmo, and all of those things. And you can just share it to the person that you want to share it to, right? But all it is in one place, because no one has time to be, oh, let me check your website. Oh, let me check this. Even though we are going to talk about your website, it's lit. Like, we're going to talk about that. But you have it all in one place. So shout out to 10K Cards. I get to give this to every person that comes on the show. It's really cool. And you can make it your bookmark. Like, it looks like your own app, but it's cloud based, so it doesn't use up the space that all the other apps do. So it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Shout out to 10K Cards. I, like I said, I originally came into the 10K Cards clubhouse room with you and 10K Cards, and sort of got my introduction to Clubhouse, and that's how we ended up here. And so I also think that's dope. Having a link list like that is really an important tool for every entrepreneur and artist. So appreciate that.
It sure is. I spoke in Brooklyn for the first time. I've been to a couple of, in-person events now since this event, but I was in Brooklyn and I was able to share my card with people across the room by airdropping it. I didn't even have to like 6 feet, I didn't have to do any of that. It was just like I was able to like share it, airdropping it, but I thought that was the coolest thing. So welcome to the future, right? Of the digital
Yeah.
world. Your name came up before I go to the next question. You know this guy?
No, I've never seen that guy. Who is that?
That is Jason Cherubini. You
Oh, I
never heard of him?
do know him. I know the name. I think I follow him on Twitter or something.
Isn't he such a cool guy? I mean, I follow his work.
Yeah,
He brought you up. He's like, that's why he put a comment, and I was like, oh, he's coming on the show. You got to check us out. I go on to Clubhouse and listen to him in some of his rooms sometime. It's pretty cool.
yeah. No, I definitely follow him now that you mention it. I've just met so many people from Clubhouse. Like literally in the past couple weeks. I got on Clubhouse like probably 6 weeks ago. I've just been nonstop on there every day since. I've got almost 3,000 followers. It's amazing to
Oh yeah,
just gain.
you've been
you
nonstop.
know, to just gaining like 100 per day or a couple hundred followers per day on Clubhouse, and just connecting everything to Instagram and just sitting on there and trying to give value. I mean, it's definitely a new way to grow right now. And so I think all of us who have sort of found out about this wave when we have are very lucky. And, we should continue working hard and innovating and doing these things. Like I said, I've accessed this niche through the NFT community that has now been amazing. And so I'm getting a lot of new followers on Clubhouse, Instagram, Twitter, and everybody's able to relate to my Crypto Rich album. So that's really awesome.
Wow. See, I haven't been on as often as I was in the beginning, but I am still on there. I took a break and I went away to Rhode Island so I could breathe for a little while outside of my home. And then I came back and I don't know, I go on, but I had missed a mastermind meeting because I was literally on there all day and all night. And I was like, oh my goodness. And by the time I was supposed to get to the meeting, I was asleep. So I missed the meeting and I said, oh no, I love Clubhouse, but oh no, I got to make sure because it's so addictive. Like you can talk about all kinds of stuff and you get to talk to people from all over the world. I think it's just dope. I love that app. I really do.
Yeah,
Shout out to Clubhouse.
I know, absolutely. It's the future. And I'm glad it could set up opportunities like this. It's great to get on here to talk some stuff with you. I think we great little clips as well. It'll be good for YouTube, and then maybe if you want to cut up like some of the best clips and upload those separately on YouTube or something like that. I've
Oh
found that
yeah, that's another way.
a good way to drive traffic. Is like sometimes I upload like the full interview and then cut like two or three of the best clips and put those on YouTube as well. Whatever you're.
Yeah. Yeah, he said Clubhouse is the future of collab. Yeah, I think it's good though to be in it right now before it starts opening up even more because it's going to be the club is going to be so crowded that you're going to have your VIP ticket to get into the room. You know what I mean?
Definitely important to get on. And so if you're completely new to Clubhouse and you're listening here, definitely get on. Just start tapping into some of the rooms, and eventually you'll get in a small room and introduce yourself, and from there you'll start to learn about the app. So it's great. That's how we end up connecting this interview, and I'm doing it every day. So if anyone wants to talk to me directly, you can always hop on Clubhouse and ask me there, or you can send me a direct message here on Instagram or on Twitter as well.
Oh, I bet you're going to get a lot of interview requests because I don't see who wouldn't want to because I think it's absolutely amazing that you're your own you're your own boss, like you're independent. I think that is like really really cool. I recently went to a producer beat battle. I absolutely love them. That's my, I guess, part of the expertise of working with music producers. I believe he's still on here. Davion Bots Music World. He's absolutely amazing. 3-time Grammy nominated. And just he's been creating music for over 20 years, and you still see the spark and the light. It doesn't feel like, oh, I've been doing this and I got to continue to keep doing the same sound so everybody will like me. It's like I shut myself off to the world and I create my own sound, and I absolutely love him for that. So shout out to him. But I was thinking, like, is it important? I had to write this down. Would you say that it's important to learn, study, and understand music? Or do you just say, I got an ear for it, I'm just gonna go for it? Like
Um,
learning the history of it. Do you
that's
think that's important?
I do think it's important, but I don't want to downplay the value of like the second part, because I think if you're someone who's like, I got a good ear, I can sing, just go for it. You're probably right. Like, I think people actually do know if they can sing. I mean, there's sometimes there are people who they just suck, but most of the time people are like,
Yes.
you can sing,
No, I don't want to
and go
downplay that.
you
I
know,
definitely don't
no,
want to downplay
like
that.
if you do think you can sing, I would say go for it. You're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel that energy inside of you, then definitely go for it. But it's important to study anything you want to get involved in. So learn the history of music,
Mm-hmm.
that, all that. But like, you don't need to go to music school to be a music artist. Don't feel like you need to do certain type of education to achieve some type of goal. If there's any industry where you don't need education to achieve things, it's probably entertainment and music.
That is facts. I didn't even know what a PR did in the beginning. I really didn't. I was in school. I studied biology with a minor in chemistry. I did medical assisting, EMT, surgical tech. I was just doing all kinds of cool stuff. I loved it all.
Right.
And I was just doing it and I just learned along the way. The PR thing, I mean, I think I got that down packed by working with people in healthcare, that you have to connect with the people. So I took some of those skills over, making sure that I prioritize what's important that I need to do today and what can wait till tomorrow if tomorrow comes. Because people get all mixed up with that too. They have this long list. And this lady said one day in one room, she said, I have all of these goals, but I can't seem to even get one of them done. And but she yet says that she doesn't have any time in the day. So it's just all of those things that make me just sit and think and be like, wow, I need to do this so I can make things better. So I think that's important. I'm really happy to hear that it is important to learn the history of music. Back to that question. I think that's important. What
Yeah.
do you enjoy outside of music and investing and consulting and all of those things that you do?
Yeah. Well, that's most of my life. You know, I'm really focused on music, investing 24/7. I also like to work out. I'm pretty chill. Like I'll these days, like I go out and stuff and party, but I definitely spend more time just like relaxing, working out. I'm looking for new hobbies. I'm actually moving this week. I'm staying in Philly, so I live in Center City, Philly. I'm kind of moving up the street, but I like to go to like a lot of local studios and stuff. I like to go running, like running and hiking and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm a pretty active person. Obviously, you know, I like good food, you know, whatever, all that. But yeah, I'm actually looking for some new hobbies. Now I'm moving into a new place. I got a nice balcony. I might start a garden. Who knows?
Oh, that is so cool. When my grandmother moved into her high rise, God rest her soul, she had a garden right on her balcony. So I was like, you can still do it, even if you don't have the big yard, you make it happen.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah, I'm also making a lot of music videos. So I've been making increasingly more music videos, and it's tough. Like, music videos take a while to learn and to get on top of, and I'm doing everything myself. So, like last year, I made like 3 or 4 videos, and this year I'm trying to push the limits. But it's tough to make a lot of videos every year. It requires getting a lot of people together, and so I'm doing most of that myself. But it's good, and I'm able to drive a lot of value and make some great content with some small teams.
Wow, that is very cool. I love that. That is very cool. Who are some of I didn't ask you this question. Who are some of your musical inspirations, your musical influences? That's the
Yeah.
word.
Well, I first got into music with like Maybach music, like Rick Ross, Meek Mill. But then I started really liking like Drake and Young Thug, and I don't know. I like a lot of different. I like Lil Uzi Vert. But I mean, I also like older rap, like Tupac and like even rap from like the 80s and 90s. Like I've heard all different types of rap. But I mostly stick with like what's popular and stuff. Like I listen to whoever's top in the charts most of the time, like the Baby and you know. So
That is so
but
cool.
I mentioned some of my favorite rappers there and some of my biggest inspirations. So
Yeah, I love Maybach music. That's awesome. Meek Mill, absolutely. I had his acting coach on. He came on and we had a conversation because he had a recent movie that came out. Oh, I don't want to
yeah,
butcher the names. My mind goes so
yeah,
fast.
yeah. I didn't see that, but I heard about it. I actually would like to watch that movie because he's from Philly too. So you know, Philly.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we got a couple of things to talk about. So I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. That's
Oh
where I'm originally from. Yeah. I'm currently now living in Connecticut, but yeah, I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. How was it? Like you're from Philly?
yeah.
How was that? What did that look like?
It was dope. I mean, so I was living in New Orleans when my music started blowing up. So I'm
Uh-huh.
originally from Philly, but I was at college at Tulane in New Orleans and I was like a freshman when my music started blowing up. So when I was doing my music career, I was mostly living in New Orleans. But when I graduated, I moved back to Philly. And so I sort of started growing my brand and everything here in Philly about 3 years ago. So it wasn't widely known or understood that I was living in Philly. And so I've spent the past couple years sort of building up my brand here, doing music videos at local clubs and everything like that, doing local shows. And now I'm definitely getting a little bit more of a Philly presence. I think a decent amount of people know I'm in Philly. I've got good connections at like local studios and stuff. And I'm excited for everything to open back up because like before everything shut down, I was starting to get like good relationships with a few bars and clubs. Like I was kind of popping around the city where people would know me at certain bars, and that was fun. There's not like a much of a celebrity culture or anything like that here, but there are a few places that.
This.
Oh yeah, that is the NFT. Yeah, check it out. That's the animated NFT. So that's what you get when you buy my NFT. You're buying that collectible artwork, but you're also getting a bunch of special VIP features that come with it, and it also has the ability to be resold. And so one might say that it could become very valuable if my Crypto Rich album continues to be to grow, because there's only 100 of those available. And so if you look at some other popular examples of NFTs, there are some very valuable ones with way more available. So take that how you will. I think that it'll be a very valuable thing to hang on to for the long term.
I agree. How long did it take to create that single, Crypto Rich Deluxe?
The album itself is 19 songs, and it really took like
Hmm.
years. Like I said, it first came out with 9 songs, and then about a year of making
Right.
like 10 more songs. And
Hmm.
the song, but each song is like a process. So like writing the song itself might take a day or two. Then recording it might take another couple of days, and then like mixing and mastering it might take another couple of days. So every song is a process, and I don't do them one by one. I sort of kind of jump around and do them in whatever seems comfortable. But I take a lot of different approaches when writing music. Sometimes I'll just randomly start writing and see what comes to mind. Sometimes I'll go in with a very specific idea. For example, on Crypto Rich Deluxe, I knew I had to hit a lot of the keywords in crypto. I wanted to make a song called Ethereum, a song called Bitcoin, a song called blockchain, a song called flash drive. So a lot of those were like, okay, I need to make a song called Bitcoin. Let me start with that idea. You can start from any angle, and but I've done it all.
Yeah, that is so that is so cool. All the cryptocurrency language.
Yeah, of course. I want to have the keyword so that when you search those things, my songs are going to come up.
What was like the overall mood that you wanted people to capture through these songs? Was it a particular thing, or you just kind of
Question.
just said, yeah,
It,
I don't
but
know.
it's a party mood. Like it's totally like reckless, like turn up, like party vibes. There's a couple songs on there that like are a little chill and maybe get you in your feels a little bit. But the album is a party album, a turn up vibe. I think a lot of people even like don't vibe with it because it's just like too bad and too like negative. And it's not negative. I think it's super positive. And some
I think it is too.
people hear like bitch and they hear like all this like rap shit and they don't like that. And that's like what like I was saying, like, a lot of people who let's say they're big fans of crypto, they're into crypto, but then I try to sing
Hmm.
the album and they don't like it because they don't like new rap music. Like there's a lot of people who are just into crypto, they get the idea of my album, but they don't vibe with new rap music. So they'll immediately just be like, I don't like this. But that's why I said the NFT community is so unique because not only do they already know about crypto, which is a lock, but artists are always more open minded. So when you send your music to someone who's like
That's
all
true.
this and they can actually see your vision and relate to it, they're
Hmm.
affected a lot more than some guy who you found who likes crypto, but he probably doesn't give a shit about music. And he's thinking, hey, this sucks. This sounds like, this sounds like Little Pump and Little Pump sucks or whatever they want to say. Like everybody's got an opinion. So, that's just how it is.
That's just how it is, and that's how it's always going to be, no matter what. Hi, Duran. Hi, Tower. 10K car. Shout out to you again. Erica Kane, I don't know if you're familiar with her music, but she's absolutely amazing. She is a female producer. Like she recently produced, they redid Secret Garden. I don't know if you're familiar with that
Dope.
song,
That's
but
dope.
they redid it. Omar Wilson, a good friend of mine, he redid it and she produced, oh gosh, she's just absolutely amazing. And she was able to do a song for Disney, which is unheard of as an, independent artist. Like she's amazing.
That's sweet. Awesome. And yeah, by the way, if anyone has any questions or anything for me, go ahead and drop them in the chat.
Yes.
Questions about crypto, about my song Jordan Belford, about NFTs, or about Clubhouse. But yeah, this has been great and just sharing a lot of good information on here.
This has been so cool. I'm trying to see, I see so many people on here. Oh my goodness. I always love to shout out because I want people to know how grateful I am for them being here. I am so grateful. A lot of them have stayed on the entire hour. I'm just looking at the number. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
making comments. Yeah. That is so cool. Like, yeah. Hi, Erica Kane. Hi, Inspiring Decisions. I
Yeah.
am, yeah, go ahead.
So let's see. To produce my album, I actually used a lot of type beats online. So I use sites like BeatStars to get my beats from producers. And what I would typically do is buy a lease or an unlimited lease and just work from that. That's definitely, I would say, a
BeatStars.
future way of making music. It's sort of decentralized. Like a lot of these principles we're seeing in crypto are actually similar to how I'm using BeatStars to make music. So but lately, I've been connecting with a lot more people in Philly. Actually, I just explained this, so you might get it. When I moved back to Philly, I didn't even have like an in-person people to make music with. Like the way I've made music has never been like the in-person thing that most people are used to. Like my music
Right.
has always been like me at a computer by myself in my room. And so only in the last couple of years since I moved back to Philly have I actually built out the network to like actually work in person and go to studios and work with producers I know. So a lot of the reason that I learned to buy beats on BeatStars is because I just didn't really have anyone in person that I wanted to work with. So I just used like that's how I got like Cash Money APs on a couple beats, and Chrisio, and so I think that was a good move.
I think that was an amazing move. I have a friend who does songwriting and he gets his beats in various places and get paid for writing a song, whether that be like a dog commercial. He does a lot of commercials and stuff. So I
Yeah,
think that's really cool. So yeah, people always feel like it's the traditional way, I guess, to go inside and make that in appearance and be in the studio with the producer, but not so much these days. I mean, business is really being handled from whatever location that you are, whether that's home or, you know,
yeah.
coastal somewhere.
I, features. I do all types of stuff. I do features. I work with people on different tracks. I can do songwriting. And a lot of times I'll record features for people like right here and just send it back same day. So anyone that's interested can hit me up. I sell verses, I sell hooks, all that. I'm facilitating a lot of that through crypto as well. I mean, I can already crypto, but I've got some good ideas about how to use NFTs to actually put together music collabs. So that's going to be a big part of it. And so beat splits on the contract. So Kristinella Bella Creative asks about NFTs and beat splits. That's a good question. But I own the master, and so since I own 100% of the master rights, I should be good to use it for an NFT. But it is a good question and something you want to talk to everyone involved about, is the splits. And so usually on these sites like BeatStars, you get a contract actually directly from the site, and you can do all the splits directly on there. And by
Yeah.
one. If you want any more information, make sure to follow me. Just shoot me a DM on Twitter or Instagram. I'm always answering questions, helping people out. Get on Clubhouse. You can talk to me there. Go on YouTube. Also, if you search Dyl NFT, DYL NFT on YouTube, you can find videos about all the basics of NFT. I teach you one on one how to do all these different things related to NFT. So definitely check out what content I have out there, and then get in touch with me directly if you want to learn anything else.
That is so awesome because I have someone I'm gonna definitely refer her to you because we were talking and she's an amazing music artist and she wanted to know more about NFTs. So that's amazing that we're having this conversation because I'm going to follow back up with her tomorrow and I'm definitely going to bring it up.
Great. Yeah. And I would appreciate that. Anyone you want to connect me to, I'm constantly networking, and I know you're constantly networking as well. So any views or just going forward, you said you did a Yale show, so I'm sure you're doing live
Hmm.
colleges and stuff. So hopefully when things are a little more back to normal, we could do some events in the future and do some in-person stuff as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm telling you, I'm transitioning to whatever this looks like because I'm getting ready to go on a virtual tour in August. So. Yeah, I'm doing what it okay. So wow, this is crazy. The time went by so fast. So we're at the end. And at the end of each show, I always ask one question. Thank you so much, Erica Kane. She says, wishing you all the success. Keep doing your thing. That was to you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
that was to
Keep
you.
doing my thing, Jordan Belfort, go stream that song. It's a banger. Wolf of Wall Street, fire movie. Make sure to check out the Crypto Rich album. Just look up Crypto Rich on any platform and stream that shit. Add it, save it, show it to your friends. I am the OG crypto rapper. I'm the first rapper to make an album about crypto. I'm the first music artist to release a collectible NFT with an album that's already out on all platforms, right? I'm not letting this story go to waste. I'm the first one to do this. There is no other album
Wow.
stream right now that also has a collectible NFT that you can buy into if you believe in it. And also is all about crypto. The whole thing's inspired by crypto. So not only am I the first music album to do this, I'm also a music album that's totally inspired by crypto, which is completely unique. So everything about this, like I am the first in a lot of different categories with this Crypto Rich album. And so I do want that to be known because I actually just realized this. Like just this week, I realized like, oh shit, I am the first, like not just like early. I'm the first one to really do this. I need to keep telling everyone I'm the first. You won't find another one. Try to look
Mhm.
for it and let me know if you find one because I need everyone to know I'm the first who did this. It's Dill. It's Crypto Rich.
And he's done speaking.
That, that's it.
That part, that part on Clubhouse, and I'm done speaking.
Yeah, that.
Yes, put your stamp on it. Okay, woo. Last question. Oh my God, I can't believe an hour went by so fast. The last question I always ask is if you could give one word or a sentence, something to motivate or inspire as we continue to move forward. It's your choice.
Yep. I actually a question for everybody in this room. Ask yourself this. How many people have you sent your links to this week for your work or whatever it is you're doing? That number should be at least 100. You can easily send your links or your work or whatever you're doing to 100 people every week. So that's what I always ask people. How many people did you send your links to? Usually they say like zero. Get those numbers up, baby.
Wow. I never even thought about how many, but I'm sure it's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the link has the 10K cards. So that's sharing it to that network and someone else, hopefully, yeah, to
Yeah.
expand. Yes, he is the first, ladies and gentlemen. So we have to go and download that right now. Crypto Rich Deluxe. Thank you so much, Jill. I really appreciate all of your time and your gift of sharing the story behind the story. Thank you so much. And I definitely look forward to talking to you again in the near future as you continue to create. So, yeah, we're at the
Yes.
end.
Well, thank you for having me on. Choose your path. It was a great time. Everyone path, choose the right one, but it's okay if you choose the wrong one because you make it right, baby. You got to just keep working it.
Absolutely. Keep working it. Love, light, and energy as you continue on your journey. Thank you so much. Bye bye,
Have a
everybody.
good